like the Beatles? A lot. I don't need to explain the Beatles. They're the most influential musical artists of all time, and I love them. I was kind of into their music when I started listening to them in middle school, but after looking through their catalog and listening to songs they had that I had never heard of before, I truly became invested. Listening to them for so long means that I have opinions. That's scary. There are so many songs that deserve to be some of the most popular and recognized songs of all time. Here Comes the Sun, Let It Be, Yesterday, In My Life, they all deserve to be at the top. But the Beatles have 217 songs, give or take. There's a lot of songs that will not get as much attention for one way or another. Do you see where this is going? I'm talking underrated, defined as not rated or valued highly enough. When you have as many hits, or even just as many good songs as the Beatles, it can be hard to look through their catalog and pick out some hidden gems. But that's exactly what I'm doing here. Today, I have 5 Beatles songs that slipped through the cracks, and I ordered them in chronological release. I am going to talk about them because I have nothing better to do over the winter break.
Ask me why, I'll say I love you.
Ask Me Why on the Please Please Me album. This was one of the Beatles' first B-sides, and it was swiftly forgotten about after its appearance on the Please Please Me album. Apparently, they released a single with Please Please Me as the A-side and Ask Me Why as the B-side, but it didn't do very well in America. And in January of 1964, after the runaway success of I Wanna Hold Your Hand, the Beatles re-released the album with Please Please Me on the A-side still, but instead of Ask Me Why, they instead put From Me to You on the B-side. It ended up being a fine enough decision. I actually think I first encountered this song when I was at a friend's house on a sleepover. I was having trouble falling asleep, so I put on this soft Beatles playlist on Spotify. Great playlist. And I woke up. It was like the middle of the night. I woke up and this song was playing. And I was like, oh, I like this. And I really like the guitar tones on this song and the little drumming style that Ringo does.
I love you, 'cause you tell me things I want.
It's just a soft pop song, and it's clear as day that's what it's supposed to be. I love the fact that they kind of went out of their rock and roll genes for this one, and this is a Lennon McCartney song. This isn't a cover. So I really appreciate that they kind of stuck away from rock and roll, which would end up being everything in their later career. I mean, look at the White Album. How much rock and roll is on that? Not much. It's just Revolution 9 in my head, basically.
Number 9, number 9, number 9.
But I'll get you in the end. Yes, I will. I'll get you.
I'll Get You is basically just the quintessential early Beatles song. It's classic rock and roll that the Beatles grew their fame from. It was the B-side to She Loves You, so it's easy to see why it's not rated as highly. She Loves You is an objectively better song than I'll Get You, but regardless, it still needs more attention. Also, this is one of the Lennon-McCartney songs that was actually a 50-50 collaboration, something you don't really see in later songs. So it's nice that both Paul and John came up with this one. It's just simply a great song that has that signature Lennon-McCartney writing. They also used a lot of oh yeahs in this song.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Which they would later go on to address. McCartney even said, I also like the... Well, I don't think we need to use that word, Mr. McCartney.
Do you want to hold a penis? Here it comes.
But tomorrow may rain, so I'll follow the sun.
This is actually the song that inspired me to make this video. Me and my dad spend a lot of time driving and listening to the Beatles, and this song came up one time, and my dad turns to me and he goes, you know, this has to be one of the most underrated Beatles songs in their entire catalog. And I agreed, and I'm gonna stand by that agreement. While it is the 4th most popular Beatles song with the word sun in it, regardless, it still needs to be said that this is one of the most melodic pieces the Beatles have made. I'm using melodic in the sense that it's sweet sounding, not like a melody or anything. A lot of other what you would consider melodic Beatles pieces like Martha My Dear or No Reply lean on the heavier side just because the Beatles were a rock band. I know that's very cherry-picked, but I'm just making a statement. Being the first Beatles song to mention the largest star in the sky, it had no expectations to live up to. A Revolver and an Abbey Road later, and this song ends up further down on the lists, which is entirely understandable. I'm not gonna look you in the face and say that I'll Follow the Sun is a better song than Here Comes the Sun. However, this one should still be recognized as a lyrical and musical powerhouse that you could argue is a top 100 Beatles song of all time. But I haven't made a list yet, so I guess I don't know for sure.
much I need you.
I have this book on all of the Beatles songs, and this was... Hi, Ringo. So I have this book on all of the Beatles songs, and this one was really useful for getting some information on I Need You, which is arguably one of the most forgotten songs in this entire list. The only George Harrison song on this list, and it's a good one. During his time with the Beatles, George Harrison would prove to not only be a competent songwriter, but a phenomenal one. He wrote songs that would become classics. Taxman, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Old Brown Shoe, I mentioned that one specifically for a friend, and of course, the two Abbey Road masterpieces, Here Comes the Sun and Something. I Need You is not really discussed much because it's an early George Harrison piece. The only George Harrison song that he had before this was Don't Bother Me on With the Beatles. Actually, this was one of the first Beatles songs to use the pedal guitar effects, which is why the guitar sounds the way it does. Obviously, this would become irrelevant as the years went on, but I still think it's an interesting factoid to talk about. Also, I really like the bridge with the harmonies in the back, and of course the cowbell. It also has a really cool progression. The use of the notes along with the quarter note triplets make it feel unique compared to any earlier Beatles song.
I'm feeling like this, I just can't go on anymore.
It's just a great song, and in all honesty, I think the entire Help album is underrated compared to everything else.
Thank you all for coming. Now fuck off.
My cat is on the air mattress. Dusky. Say hi to Dusky. You have something to say? Ow, 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 hey. You hurt. You got big claws that dig into me.
All together now, all together now, all together now, all together now.
I like this one because it's silly. All Together Now is the latest song released on this list and by far the silliest, which is why I love it. This just has great vibes. It's a fun song to bop your head to. And it's another Paul McCartney granny ass masterclass. This was written as a kid's song, but I'm an adult college student and this shit bops. I also really like the party vibe that is present throughout the song. There's just like little things all going around in the song. It makes it really charming, actually. Sesame Street did a cover of this. I haven't listened to it, but I really want to because I really like the Muppets as well. If you know, you know.
1, 2, 3, sing!
All together now, all together now, all together now, all together now.
There's not too much to say about this one. I don't want to go into specifics because it's not meant to be taken seriously. It's just meant to be fun.
I don't want any damn bass on my track. Oh, he's here.
Thank you so much for watching. If you have an underrated Beatles song that you would like me to discuss about, comment it below. I might be able to get to it at some point. I might do another one of these underrated videos, and I hope you had a great Christmas. Got a tree in the back that will definitely be outdated by the time this video goes up. See ya!